Video about this high performance race engine that we have here, over 1,000 horsepower, and we're getting ready to do the transmission seal that's leaking in the back. Not very common in the Mesger engines, but let me show you guys. Alright, so here we got it out. This one used to have the tilting clutch in it, so we're going to be doing a couple modifications. Here we go, I got the flange out. The problem is sometimes on these transmissions like this one here, I don't know if it was when it was installed, but there's a significant amount of oil that keeps running out. This one's running that thick race oil in here. We got, I believe it's 100 and 140 viscosity. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace that seal with a new one. Let me show you guys the new one. And I think it, from looking at it, I'll measure the depths. It looks like it's possibly been installed slightly cocked. Here's the seal. I only buy Porsche parts. I don't mess around with any of that aftermarket junk. This is the rear main seal that's going to go on our RMS, our rear main seal for the engine. Then we got the turbo lines. These are the turbo lines that typically go bad, and they'll actually explode, especially on the high horsepower cars. Right here, they'll split right down the middle. So yep, about to put that seal in right now. Alright, so we got our seal installed. Now we need to go ahead and install the flange, torque it to spec with our torque wrench, lock it up. That way we can reassemble this when we're done. Let me show you guys the front of this too. When you run a tilting clutch, all your original components, including the guide tube, has to be removed. This one we're converting back from tilting to actually a real GT2 one. We're gonna bore out this section here and put a proper slave cylinder, proper master cylinder. That way we don't have problems with the clutch going forward. One of the issues that we had with this was somebody in Florida, there's a performance shop there that actually installed tilting clutch, and they never tightened the bolts to proper spec, and the bolts started to unscrew. One of them broke, caused some damage, actually snapped the tilting clutch discs, and it's about over $10,000 worth of repair. So now we're going to put a stage 3.5 and get a dual disc performance clutch, and I'll make a video when we start actually doing the performance modifications on this engine once we get around to getting all the parts. But yeah, this one has beefed up heavy duty axles. This will be reused because these are fine, and of course we're collecting all brake fluid. There's also some pitiful job that was done on the wiring. We're going to redo all that as well, but this is supposed to be a transmission video. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is actually a 996 turbo transmission. It has been completely redone, all the internals. It's got billet parts. This is not your typical transmission, and yes, it goes into the 997. So right, the 996s can and will work. The reason why we go with the 996 is because components such as billet gears, GT3 gears, all the gears that normally can strip out in order for them to handle crazy amount of horsepower, 997 doesn't have any options for that. Yeah, so that's why we have to use a 996 transmission. You can actually hear the gears in there on the differential transaxle side. But yeah, we're running the race motul oil in here. Good oil, best one you can probably run that Motul makes. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's what I wanted to kind of show. If you're having leak from the back, that's your issue. Of course, you got to remove the transmission. And since we have everything out, we're going to do everything now, since everything's already taken apart, instead of later on finding out that we had a problem and then have to disassemble everything again. Alright guys, I hope this video helped somebody that has transmission oil leaks, and I will make a video probably describing the slave cylinder modification that we're going to do, and a couple other things. We're also going to upgrade some of the exhaust components. We're going to do camshaft timing. We're going to make sure the camshafts have been pinned. So there's going to be a lot of things we're going to do. Anyways, we'll see you next time.